This wasn't part of the initial intro, but I was just collecting some wood, and this happened. How it happened, I've no idea. Um, can oak trees delete obsidian? Welcome to the episode. Let me just fix this up. Turns out it wasn't actually the trees, it was just me being a dunce. And I hadn't actually built the entire wall, I'd left that chunk out of it. So now we have a unified wall, and that shan't happen again. And I can't guarantee I won't be an idiot again. In fact, I can pretty much guarantee at some point I will be an idiot again, but we shouldn't have any more explosion problems. Hopefully. Now, this episode is going to be a little bit different, and I can't say a little strange. Like, it's still my content, but I am just going to be getting a lot of little jobs done while also having a chat, because my mental capacity, is that the right word? Don't know if it is, but my entire brain at the moment is hyperfixated and taken over by computer building. So yeah, and I can't really do much else plan-wise or farm-wise in this world until I finish this system. So we're going to have a little chat while I finish building it. So, as I said, I'm currently hyperfixating on computer building, which is a joy of being neurodivergent, is once you've got something in your mind, you can't stop thinking about it. You might want to, but you've got to learn everything there is about it, and basically you can't settle. Like, I can't do anything. Like, I can barely function. I'm just thinking about it constantly. So luckily, I already made the decision to start building one for my son, who is going to be 12 this year. So that's a nice, I think that's a nice age to have your first computer. He doesn't need anything too fancy. I don't know if he's particularly into, he is a little bit into his games. He's got a gaming channel, but he likes his Switch. I don't know if he's going to like the computer much, but it is something he's going to have to get used to, because quite frankly, it's something that runs in the family, is just this love for gadget and doodads and all sorts. But yeah, besides him, that's besides the point. Well, it's not, it is the point, but I'm prattling on. I've also got a friend at work. Well, I've got two friends at work. One of them's the daughter, one of them's the mom, and she has a brother and a son, whichever way you do that. I can't remember which one I said first. Who also is having a PC for their birthday, which I think is June, and I offered to build it for them. So I'm also doing that. But it also means that I've decided that I'm probably going to make a video out of the whole process. Most likely, potentially. No, there's no potentially about it. It's going to happen, but it also means I've got to think a little bit harder about what I'm going to say and how I'm going to do it, because I'm not exactly at a point where I can confidently talk about build quality and the decisions I've made. Like, I can talk you through the decisions I've made and why I've made them, but I can't tell you why it's the best option and whatnot. It's still very much I'm still learning as well, if you know what I mean. So it won't be tech advice. I wouldn't take it as advice. This is going to be the kind of video where it's just I build it and I explain my thought process while building it, I guess. Does that make sense? But yeah, anyway, as I've said, I can't stop thinking about it. It's taken up a lot of my brain activity recently, so this has kind of taken a back seat, meaning a lot of the little jobs, as longer has also been half term, the Easter break has work has ramped up quite a bit. Yeah, it's just I haven't had a chance to get on and do all these little jobs that I need to finish before I can move on to other projects. I need more hoppers. So, as I've said, this is more of a laid back, me finishing jobs and having a bit of a chinwag at you guys episode. Currently Thursday. I don't think it's currently Thursday night. Like, I've been at work pretty much all week and just haven't had the energy to record. So I don't actually know what I'm going to waffle on about, but I don't know. Today and tomorrow will be when I'm getting the majority of the recording done. This is just kind of like part 2, intro part 2. These are 1 too high. Yeah, this is kind of intro part 2. So, yeah, I'll finish this row. And then see what we're going to be talking about. It's probably going to be tomorrow now. I say all this like you and I'll be watching it on Sunday. Oh, right. Let's focus, shall we? Okay, then that's every single filter in place. Which, oh boy, that was I underestimated just how long it was going to take. Oh, I forgot to finish these off. Yeah, I added a new set. Did I even finish the filters? Yeah, I put the filters in place. Not that you can actually filter the items. Yeah, I needed another one for these. I've also got the water stream going through here, so you can see. That's to hold the gravel up. Bit of fancy trickery there. I also left a gap up here, so you can see the grass on there. But yeah, it's now midnight on Saturday. I normally edit and get this video finished up on Saturday and ready for Sunday, but as you can see, I'm not quite there yet. This is either going to be an incredibly short episode or it's going up late. I'm undecided on which yet, but I've got all the filters in place. I can start running every single chest monster through it. So that none of those items are in the filter. 1, 2 of those items, 3 of those items are in the filter. 4 of them. Yeah. Oh, I don't have the energy to do this. I'll be coming back to this tomorrow to either do an outro and have a 7-minute long video, which might be the case, or I'll think of something to tell you about, and a little project, because I've got a few hours, but not a lot of time tomorrow. I also had to modify this slightly, as I noticed all the carpet duping was getting stuck on that salt sand, so I've had to raise it up and have that just go straight out. I don't think any fall onto the floor. No, they all fall into the fire and burn, which means I've had to put this extra hopper in, which is probably going to affect the timing a little bit. To be honest, it won't affect the fall rate of the items because it's going through that fast. It's only going one at a time anyway, so it's going to be a slight delay on this, but I don't think it's actually going to affect its timings at all. It'll be 1 tick slower, which in the grand schemes isn't anything. I need to put this door back as well because I had to remove it from here initially because I forgot I was going to be putting these in. I could probably fit it back down here actually, maybe. But I did like it on that other side of the building as well. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow then, working out where I'm putting the door. That'll boost the time by a little bit. Well, not a single one of these top hoppers can collect the item for some reason. Like they'll work as a filter, but they can't accept new items for some reason. So I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board with it. Oh, you're just sitting there. Hold on. Yeah, I'll show you in a sec. There we go. See, it's just flowing over the top. But that's a problem for another day. I am not dealing with that right now. Everything else is working. I was wondering why it wasn't getting to the overflow, and then I remembered I haven't actually finished the last few filters. So these I still need to filter. These still need to filter, and these still need to filter, which means everything I've just chucked in will probably be in you. Yep. There's one lot, and there's the other lot. Is that everything? Believe so. Right, so on to this door. Where do we want it? Do we want it to come out here, or do we want it to come out here? To be honest, there's probably more room to do it here, so this is probably a better bet. So I'm going to get the stuff, and then I'll talk you through building it. Now, the difficult thing with these doors is initially deciding where you want them, and also setting the blocks where they need to be. So this one needs to be 1 lower, and the other one needs to be 1 higher, because you need it in its extended state. So in order to do that, you need to make sure that your block is adjacent, and you can turn this off with however it is you're going to turn it on and off. So that one's now loaded, so we'll load up the top one. And this one's always slightly harder to set up because it's always tricky to get the signal up here without interrupting the other signal. And that, nope. And this is where I find out I put it all in the wrong place. There. So a lot of the time I like to use these for that, simply because you can redirect the signal directly into that block no matter if it comes to the side, rather than having to go right round the back. So now that they're in place, we can hide the front panel and decide where we're going to put our button. So one lot of stairs there, and bloop, bloop. I can't get to that one. So the best place is probably going to be to have the button here, which isn't going to do anything now, but we know it's that one. So we can go and take the signal from out the back of it. Woo! I forget just how far it is with all these in place. And where are we looking? I can place that block now. There we go. So we know it's here. So if we put dust there, we know that's the block that the signal's coming from. Now to get it down, we have to pillar it. There's no other way around it, simply because you can't tower it. What am I trying to say? Basically, you can have redstone go up with half slabs or glass and it will tower one in a too wide space, but it won't do that for heading down. So we've got that there. Can we also put... No, because it changed direction. Maybe. We might be able to put that there. Let's see. Oh, I can't actually get to that bit, so let's just plonk you there. Yep. So that works. So now we just need to put a delay in. And then have it filter upwards as well. So a delay is very simple. You just need 2 comparators, which is all you need. If you want a longer delay, you put more comparators in. Basically a comparator clock. My comparators aren't here. And there you have a very simple clock. It doesn't need to be any longer, but it does also mean that I now need to take the signal from this side and tower that up to the other one, which is going to be slightly more difficult, especially with the space we're working on, unless I wanted to do it and build another clock on the other side. I'll figure this out and then show you what I come up with. For some reason, I've had to move the door because I couldn't fit it where I wanted it. It's not far, but I'm having an issue of bud powering for some reason. I can't quite work it out. So let's plonk all this back. So that's doing what it needs to do. I need one in there. Okay, so both of them are active. And yeah, so this one should be unlocked now because there's nothing powering it. But if I remove this, it stays locked. If I remove the entire line, it's still locked. Obviously it's going to be locked because of this, but if I put that back, okay, and if we lock the system again, no change. If we remove the torch, no change. If we remove the torch, no change. I genuinely don't know what's happening here. So I don't quite know how to fix it. Maybe if there is just a block in front of it, the update will happen and then it'll stop it being Mardy. If it is a block update issue, then that might solve it. Which one are you? So you're the Frog light. Yes, okay, okay, so it is a budding issue. Plonk you down. Okay, and... No. We're still having block update issues, so it's literally just waiting for an update from this. I don't know how to deal with this. Oh, this is definitely becoming a saga now, Dave. Okay, the door's now working. I'm not quite sure what the problem was. I literally just moved it across the power supply to the other side, and now it works. Although there is a delay on the shut-in mechanism, which I can probably sort out if I move the clock somewhere else, the delay. But it's not too important. In fact, with the amount of time I need to get through here, I might take the clock out completely anyway. We'll see. Let's see. So, let's take the clock out. That's everything it needs to be. And that gives us this long. Yeah. That's long enough. Oh. Need a bit of a delay to get in, I think. Let's try a wood button and see what happens. So yeah, the wood button does have the longer delay. So, we'll just leave it as a wooden button for now. And we have our in and out to the back. Okay then, so with that out of the way, that's about all we've had time for. Like I said, it's just about gone 2 PM. I now have an hour to finish the editing, which luckily enough I did most of it, and get out of here. So, I appreciate you hanging around, and I'll see you for the next one. Can I? Ooh. Can I? Come on. Hey, oh. I'll give up. Bye.